Welcome to my channel, The World of Science Fiction. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the CHNL Sergeant Daniel Cross had no idea this day would change the course of his life. He stood alone in the narrow hallway of the starship Aurora Crown, listening to the faint hum of engines pushing through deep space. The ship carried representatives from multiple worlds for a peace mission. Nothing unusual, nothing dangerous. Just another boring escort assignment. At least that was what Daniel believed until the corridor lights flickered, dimmed, and suddenly all emergency doors slammed down around him like a trap. A cold automated voice echoed through the hall. Containment activated. Subject relocation required. Before Daniel could even understand what was happening, the floor plating beneath him flashed with a bright pulse of blue light. His vision blurred. He stumbled forward straight into cabin 47. The door slammed behind him with a loud, metallic bang. The cabin was small, barely enough space for one person to sit and breathe. Every panel hummed softly, like the ship itself was afraid. Daniel tapped the door controls, but they were dead. No response. No sound. Nothing. As he called for command, a static-filled whisper was all he received. Something had cut him off from the rest of the ship. He took a slow breath, trying to steady himself. He had fought in battles. He had been trapped before. But this felt different, like the ship was locking him away for a reason he didn't understand. His pulse quickened when he noticed the temperature rising. The air felt heavy, almost electric. The lights flickered again. Shadows danced across the metallic walls. Every instinct in him screamed that something was wrong. Then the door hissed open. 3 tall, elegant figures stepped inside with silent grace. Their hair shimmered like threads of silver flame. Their eyes glowed faint blue in the dim cabin light. Their skin carried faint, natural markings that seemed to shift like living patterns. They were the 3 princesses of the Zathri Empire Syria, the eldest, Lirana, the calm strategist, and Ira, the youngest and most curious. Daniel froze in disbelief. He had seen their images in briefing files, but seeing them in person was completely different. They were otherworldly, intimidating, and strangely mesmerizing. The moment they entered, the door sealed again, locking all 4 of them inside together. Daniel instinctively stepped back. What's going on? Why are the 3 of you here? Syria raised her hand calmly, her voice firm but smooth. Human soldier, remain calm. We did not choose this location. The ship forced us here. Daniel swallowed. Forced. You? Why? Lirana inspected the dead door panel, her long fingers gliding across it. Because something triggered the ancient safety protocols. Something the ship believes is dangerous. Ira moved closer to Daniel, staring at him like he was the final piece of a puzzle. He is different. I can feel it. Daniel blinked. Different how? She didn't answer. She just kept watching him, curious eyes glowing brighter. A sharp tremor shook the cabin. The lights flickered wildly. A metallic clang echoed from beyond the walls, like something hitting the ship from outside. Daniel felt fear tighten in his chest, but to his surprise, all 3 princesses stepped closer to him, forming an instinctive protective circle. He felt their warmth, their shimmering energy fields brushing against his skin like static. Syria's voice lowered. There is something moving inside the ship. Something no one warned us about. Another tremor. The floor vibrated beneath them. The air temperature dropped sharply, and thin frost crawled along the ceiling corners like icy fingers. The ship systems were failing. Atmosphere pressure shifted. The emergency red lights turned on, casting a sinister glow across their faces. Lirana stepped forward, her voice tense. This is not a random malfunction. This is sabotage. Daniel felt his stomach twist. Sabotage for what reason? Syria slowly turned toward him. To trap the 4 of us together. Daniel's heart skipped. Why me? The princesses exchanged a silent, heavy look. Yura broke the silence, her voice soft and almost fearful. Because the ship detected something inside you. Something that reacts with us. Before Daniel could ask more, the cabin walls suddenly lit up with glowing Zathari symbols. Daniel recognized from reports about ancient alien technology. Symbols that were only used in one type of room. Lyrina stepped back, horror spreading across her face. No, this is not a containment cell. Syria closed her eyes, exhaling deeply. This is a bonding chamber. Daniel felt the blood drain from his face. A what? Syria's voice tightened. A chamber used to test compatibility between different species. It creates a forced connection, mental, emotional, energy-based. It was banned centuries ago. Daniel staggered back. So someone trapped us in a room designed to force. Bonding with the three of you? Yura nodded slowly. Yes, and it is already activating. A deafening hum filled the cabin. Energy surged through the floor like a heartbeat. The metal glowed with alternating blue and violet light, rising like a wave through their bodies. Daniel gasped as a warm pulse hit him, spreading through his nerves like liquid fire. He felt everything. The princess's emotions. Their tension. Their fear. Their strange, electric presence. And they felt him in return. Syria clenched her jaw. Human, your connection to the energy field is overwhelming. Lyrina steadied herself on the wall. His mind is stabilizing the chamber. It should be impossible. Yura touched his arm, her eyes wide with awe. You are amplifying our energy. This chamber responds to you more than to us. Daniel felt his heartbeat syncing with theirs, three rhythms merging with his. The cabin shook again. The chamber glowed brighter. Light filled the room in violent pulses. They were being pulled into a synchronization none of them fully understood, and the energy kept rising. Syria reached toward Daniel, steadying him. Listen, you must focus. If you lose control, the chamber might overload. But Daniel couldn't focus. The energy rushed through him like a storm. His vision blurred. He felt everything: fear, strength, curiosity from each princess. And he knew they felt everything inside him too. The room reached a blinding flash. A shockwave burst through the cabin. Then silence. Daniel opened his eyes slowly. The glowing symbols faded. The energy stopped. The room returned to normal. For a moment, none of them moved. None of them breathed. Then Daniel realized something shocking. The princesses' bodies now carried bright glowing markings that had not been there before. A sign of successful Zathari bonding. Syria stared at her hands, disbelief on her face. This cannot be. Lyrina touched her glowing wrist. We are connected to him. Yura smiled a little, breathless. Human, you completed a royal bond. With all three of us. Daniel stumbled back. So, I'm what? Bonded to 3 alien princesses? What does that even mean? Syria stepped toward him, her voice now deeper and more serious. It means, Daniel Cross, you are now the most valuable human in the galaxy. Before Daniel could even process that, the cabin door unlocked with a soft click. Outside, the hallway was full of stunned soldiers, diplomats, and high-ranking officers. They had all felt the energy wave. They had all seen the chamber glow from the outside. Rumors spread instantly across the ship. Some crew members looked at Daniel with fear, others with respect, others with jealousy. But everyone stared, because no human had ever bonded with a member of the Zathari royal bloodline. And Daniel had bonded with all 3. Syria stepped out beside him, her voice echoing across the hall. The human soldier is under Zathari royal protection. Any threat to him is a threat to our throne. The entire crew fell silent. Daniel suddenly felt like every eye on the ship was burning into him. He wasn't just a soldier anymore. He was something else. Something important. Something dangerous. But hidden deep inside the ship, someone watched from a secret room, a dark silhouette, sitting before a flickering console, showing Daniel and the princesses leaving the cabin. The figure leaned forward and whispered softly, "Excellent. The experiment was a success. Phase 2 begins soon." The transmission cut with a static hiss. Daniel didn't know it yet, but the real danger was only beginning. The person who trapped them wasn't finished. The bond wasn't the end. It was the beginning of something far bigger. Something that could change the balance of power in the galaxy, forever. As Daniel walked through the corridor, he felt the princess's presence in his mind, gentle, warm, protective. Their emotions connected to his. Their power linked to his heartbeat. He was no longer alone. But he also wasn't free. The mystery of who locked them together still hung in the air like a silent storm waiting to break. And far away, in the shadow of the ship, a quiet voice whispered again, "Let's see how far the human and the princesses can go before everything collapses." The story had only just begun. If you want to see what happens next in this HFY universe, subscribe, like, and stay with us for the next chapter.